Welcome to the BOTB headquarters in South West London. My name is William Hammocks, Managing Director. Today we're here to judge Dream Car Competition Week 41, which ran from October the 10th to October the 16th. Before we do that, I'd like to say congratulations to Dean Prestige, who won last week's competition, and the Alfa Giulia Quattrofoglio. And you can see us surprising on both our YouTube channel and our website. I'd now like to introduce Joe Tompkins from Onside Law, who will be overseeing proceedings today. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Joe Tompkins. I'm a solicitor at Onside Law and I'm overseeing the judging this morning. Firstly, I can confirm that competition data has already been sent to the auditors Wilkins Kennedy. I'd now like to introduce today's judges and ask them to pick a car out of the bag to determine their seating position. Our first judge today is Sol Campbell. What's up?
Good morning. My name is Sol Campbell. I've played over 500 times in the Premiership. I'm a fully qualified coach now, looking for a job in management. Red.
Our second judge today is Matt Cannon.
Morning, Joe. Hi, my name is Matt Cannon. I'm a senior county referee. I referee in the London area. I still play football and I last played football yesterday. Green.
Our third judge today is Matthew Ray.
Morning. Hi, my name is Matthew Ray. I've affiliated in multiple counties across England and I've refereed from grassroots through to professional academies. Yellow.
Our fourth judge is Peter Giorgio. And Pete.
I'm Peter Giorgio. I'm a senior futsal and football referee, tutor, mentor and observer.
Our final judge today is Trevor Weaver.
Morning, Joe. Good morning. I'm Trevor Weaver, been refereeing for 30 years nearly, and in that time refereed over 1,000 games. And the last one is a blue.
Okay, judges, please mark on the screen where you think the centre of the ball should be. I'll ask you to do this individually for a few minutes before justifying your position. I'll then ask you to come to a panel decision on the central screen. Okay, everyone happy? Okay, so if I could just ask you to explain where you selected that position.
Yeah, two sets of players in shot. Feeling the player in black is just about to head the ball. Just positioning of his arm on the player in green and white. He seems quite relaxed. They're not jumping, so I feel it's just about to hit his head, and he's going to probably just direct it over the top or to the side. That's why I put the cross there.
Excellent. Okay, Matt.
Yep, so we've got the two players here, but only one eye to go off for each. I think the player in black is going to win the ball. It doesn't seem to be under too much pressure from the player in green. I'd really like to use the magnifier when we go in the group and have a look at the eyes a little bit more, but it's quite a steep view I think they've both got. And I've lined those two up and put it in context. I don't think the ball is absolutely imminent. It's a little bit further, and that's why I've placed the cross where I have done.
Thanks, Matt.
Okay, Matt. Yeah, of the two players in shot, I agree with my colleagues. I think the player in black at the front is imminently going to head the ball. I agree with Sol, it's going to be a flick on or a sort of head away. He's in control of the situation. He's got a hand on the player in green and white, who's not really making a challenge for the ball. And I've used the eyes, cross-referenced it, and I've put my cross where I have.
Okay, Peter.
Yes, I agree with my two colleagues, well, the rest of my colleagues I should say. The two players involved jostling for the ball. The guy in the black is going to be, he looks like he's going to be the winner of the ball, and the way he's frowning and really focused on the ball, I've used it as the main position, and then the guy in the green, he has got a good view as well, but what I have done is also cross-reference that, and then I've placed the centre of the ball where I have.
Thanks, Pete. Okay, and finally, Trevor.
Yes, as everybody else has said, black player to win the ball. I think it's coming in at a fairly steep angle because the green player is obviously going to try and make some sort of challenge. Not that I don't think he's going to get anywhere near it. So I've come a bit maybe steeper than my colleagues. but definitely black to win the ball, just going on his eyes, and the eyes of the green player just about get something from there. So I've placed my mark there.
Thank you.
Okay, judges, please now come to a panel decision on the central screen.
Okay, if we get a mean on this,
Yeah.
it's
Cluster.
It's cluster there.
Above his, yeah, in line with his right hand, probably above there, isn't it?
sort of there-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Start.
think so for a start. I think that's
Yeah.
good.
Okay, let's have a
Can we have a
look
look at
on
his
his eyes.
Now I thought that his eyes were looking steeper than the angle of his head.
Yeah, I mean, you've got,
That's what I.
That's what I thought.
That's
Trevor,
what
you've got-
I've gone up steeper.
yeah, you've gone up to there.
Yeah.
Having a look again, it's not too steep.
Yeah, I mean, that's
And closer,
you,
of
Trevor,
course.
and that's you, Matt.
Uh-huh.
So, in this player's eyes here, I think that gives quite a good. If it was higher,
Yeah.
I think he'd be looking
Yeah.
really over the top of his head.
Yeah, his head's not angled
Can
much
you
as
put
well,
the,
is it?
He's
the
going
magnifier
through.
on his eyes on the green player?
Yeah.
Don't give us much, does it?
No, but I mean, I think with the angle of his head, I don't know what anyone else
Yeah.
thinks, that if it was above the player in black's head, his eye line would be above him.
Also, they're not jumping and he's in control.
Yeah.
You have to look at that as well.
And that's quite interesting because as they're not jumping or
Yeah, he's definitely got. He's in line with the ball.
Yeah.
and then the speed of the ball, how far is it going to be away from the
Because his
actual head
eyes look
itself?
like it depends how far the ball is away.
I mean, Peter, Sol and myself are a bit lower, a shallower angle.
Yeah.
I actually got that from the eyes rather than the frown of the head.
Yeah.
I
See-
think his eyes are higher than that position you've just had on.
You think he?
But where can we have another look at his eyes actually?
Yeah. Let's be careful, but then you probably think because he's not jumping, then what is he
Yeah,
going to
yeah.
miss it and like flick it on?
Yeah.
That's why I had it slightly lower and then slightly over
Yeah,
to
that's
the
right.
left.
I mean, he's not looking. His head's not back up.
No,
You
I
know,
agree there, but
But you see, Sol was saying if he was jumping,
yeah.
then I don't know.
It's definitely going in this
He's in
way.
control,
It's not
right.
flicking it back.
So,
But do you think? I mean, so you put the line there from the top of his ear to his eye, but I think it is slightly steeper than
Yeah,
the
I
angle of
mean,
his
the
head.
three of us have got it
You've got
that
it
sort of
slightly
angle.
lower. If you want to come down, I'd go with that, but not
But
too
not
much.
mu- I mean,
not much at all.
But I think this player gives us some help because if it was higher, I don't
Yeah,
think
that-
he'd be
that
looking
makes
through
more
his
sense,
head. He'd
definitely.
be looking much further back, even though he's just challenging for it.
It also has been pushed as well, so that's probably.
Yeah. I think you said it earlier, Sol, that the guy is quite relaxed. He's going to win it. He's not under any.
Just holding him off
Yeah. So the ball's definitely going to be headed by him.
on his forehead.
So we're going to slightly bring it down and then maybe
You know, I
slightly
think
to
I
the left.
Yeah, I mean, the mean we can still bring it closer to
Yeah.
the
Go on
stanchion.
then, yeah.
Well,
No, that's too much.
That's a little
That's-
too much. To
Are you
the
happy
left
with the
for me.
distance from his head?
I think,
I think
that,
it's
that
a
is
little
the
bit
average
closer.
there, isn't it? I'd like to see
Yeah,
a little
because-
bit closer.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the other thing is, as Sol said, is that Peter's over here. Sol's pretty much on that line of the white. I'm just to the right of it. Trev, you're quite a long way further over.
Yeah.
But I think that's partly to do with where the ball's height-wise.
Yeah.
Well, shall we?
You happy with that?
On that one?
Yeah, I think so. I think we.
I personally like a tiny touch to the right.
Tiny touch to the right.
No.
No?
No, you see,
No,
you
I
can't.
think-
I mean,
If anything,
I
anything.
Yeah,
no.
I
think we've got to agree
Yeah,
that that's
okay.
got to be.
Yeah. You're right
I
with the
like
height
it.
on that.
I agree with you,
Yeah.
Matt, but
You're right.
No, no, the consensus.
I mean,
Is there anything looking at the pictures whether we got it too low?
Yeah.
If you look at how far that is, whether that actually needs to go up a little bit or
That's
I think
because
that's right.
you got it closer to the head, so therefore if it goes further away,
Yeah.
then you're.
So you think you're happy with the height of that?
I think so.
Yeah.
That-
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone's happy?
Yep. Thanks, Joe.
Okay, the coordinates selected are 800604. That's 800604. These coordinates now be passed to Wilkins Kennedy to calculate the winner of the competition, and they'll inform BOTB. That concludes the judging process.